You're listening to The Manning Report with your host, James David Manning. The news behind the headlines.
I've been noticing something, and I didn't want to get into prognostications, and I didn't have a word from the Lord on this, but I've been noticing that, Joe Biden, who was Obama's vice president for 8 years, running mate, and I guess he served him fairly well, who's now running for president himself, and among older Hamites, or blacks or African Americans, whatever you prefer to call them, I prefer to call them Hamites, among the older, everybody from 50 years up, they're in favor of Joe Biden in terms of up in the polls. He's still way ahead of Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, Bernie Sanders, Cory Booker, Amy Klobuchar, Pete Buttigieg. He's still way ahead of everybody in terms of the Democratic vote. But Kamala Harris attacked him in that last political event they had going back a week or so ago, and while his numbers came down by 10 points, he's still way ahead of everybody else. But, I've been noticing what I see going on is that the younger Hamites, blacks or African Americans or colors or Negroes or whatever you want to call them, the younger ones are in favor of Kamala Harris. Because here's the deal. Kamala Harris, right, who ain't black either, but if she can become the first woman president, while at the same time claiming she's the black president, she's half white, like Barack the long-legged Mac Daddy Obama is. She's half white and half Indian. She's not even black. She doesn't have ancestry, from slavery. She doesn't. She doesn't qualify for reparations, Kamala Harris. So she's another fake. But they pass as black because it's a lot of profit in saying you're black, But at any rate, now check this out. If Kamala Harris can become the first woman president, you see what I'm saying? But to give it the boot, they're pushing this guy, Pete Buttigieg, who is the mayor of South Bend, Indiana, a little known mayor, a little known town. And Al Sharpton and all the younger, while Al is in his 60s, close to 70, they are pushing Kamala Harris. They don't, and you're going to notice how they are slowly but surely attacking Joe Biden. They're attacking him. Well, while the older African Americans, blacks or Hamites, as I prefer to call them, are for Joe Biden. So it's interesting to watch how this goes along. But I want to Keith Boykin, who is was on CNN last night, and he made a statement that while what Joe Biden is trying to do, he's trying to align himself with being with the first black president, serving him, and that he and Obama are friends. So he calls Obama Barack. There doesn't really nothing wrong with that. Michelle calls him Barack. Michelle was asked the other day down at the Essence Festival down in New Orleans if she had anything to say about Joe Biden, and she passed. But Mr. Engineer, can you bring up clip number 6 where Keith Boykin just slams Joe Biden for calling Obama Barack? I don't know, do you have that? Roll it, please.
And I guess, Jen, I would say maybe the one thing I noticed just listening to those sound bites played side by side, perhaps it is Joe Biden's informality when referring to President Obama as Barack, which might hurt him a little bit more. Because if it's someone you're that personally close with, the lack of an endorsement almost seems to sting worse than someone you would be formal with.
I know you got to go. I just want to say one quick point. I do think that Joe Biden should refer to former President Obama as President Obama, not as Barack. I think it borders on being disrespectful, despite their close relationship. I don't think it's appropriate for him to continue doing that.
All right,
I think that they're just looking for ways to attack Joe Biden. I'm not for Joe Biden. I ain't for none of these creeps. You know that. I'm just being an analyst here, right? To see what they're trying to push this Kamala Harris. So everywhere they can push against Biden and anything they can find, because when Biden and Obama were together as president and vice president, he called him Barack then, they didn't have a problem with that. But they're looking for little ways to dig in Kamala Harris. Now, the other day, Michelle, the fist bumper, was down in New Orleans the other day, right? The fist bumper. And the host of the event down there asked her, well, what do you have to say about Biden? And she acted like, I ain't touching it. I ain't touching it. She was asked, can you say a kind word about, you know, the man that served your husband as vice president for 8 years? Can you say a kind word about him? She said, I ain't touching it. I'm passing. I've been on this rodeo too long with a big old self. Look at her. Look like a linebacker. Mr. Engineer, roll clip number 5.
What, if anything, would you like to say about the Kamala Biden dust-up? He apologized today. You've been following that. Do you have any thoughts about that?
I do not.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Moving on.
I've been doing this rodeo far too long.
Yeah, moving on. Moving
on. No comments.
No comment. You know why? Because she wants Kamala Harris to be president too. Do you want? How about y'all out there? Who you want? They said, Pastor man, who you for? I'm for Jesus. I ain't for none of these people. But no, they're pushing Kamala Harris, and not only that, but here's the other flip side of this. Yeah, there's a flip side. You didn't know? Well, you listen to me, you'll find out the flip side. If you won't find out the flip Wilson, you'll find out the flip side. No, so here's what happened. So on the liberal Democrats, right, they have chosen, they want Kamala Harris, because potentially, you know, she could be the first woman president, and they get 3 bangs for 1 buck. She'd be the first woman president, bang. She'll be the first black woman president, bang, bang. And then they'll have Pete Buttigieg as a vice president, bang, bang, bang. That's what they're looking for. This is the 2. This is what they want to see in the White House, everybody. And guess who's pushing it? Guess who's the main force behind it? Al, CI7, Tawana Brawley, Sharpton. This is the guy that's behind it. This guy right here. He's become the kingmaker. Jesse has got Alzheimer's. Obama, I don't know where he's at, what he's doing. But this is the only guy left. This is the only guy left. And, you know, I took Al Sharpton down. I'll take him down again if I need to. But this is the guy that's pushing Pete Buttigieg. He had him up there at Sylvia's the other day eating some chicken, some fried chicken with hot sauce on it. Up there at Sylvia's, Al Sharpton. This is the man now is going to choose the next president. And the problem is that, you know, Al Sharpton was at the White House when Obama was president 81 times last time we counted. It could have been more than that. So look at these 2 people. This is the future of America. I don't like Trump. You know, I think he's a deceiver, a liar, and I would never vote for him. And but look at it, and I'm not saying you should say Trump is a better choice. Trump is not a better choice. And there ain't no choice. There ain't no choice. There ain't nothing to choose from here. But look at it. Now, this is the future of America. This ought to frighten everybody. This ought to make everybody afraid. And then going back to Kamala Harris, she ain't black. Her daddy is white. He was a Jamaican rum runner and owner of, it comes from an ancestry of slave ownership down there in Jamaica. She ain't black. She's Indian. Her mother comes from over there in New Delhi somewhere. Indian. Got together with a white man and produced that, what you see right there. You know, so Pastor, why are you so against everybody? You against everybody. How you going to get, you know, African people to hear your vision and everything? And how you going to, you're just against everybody. Listen, let me say something to you. I'm for truth. That's what I'm for. I'm for the truth. I'm for the word of God. And if these people ain't for God and for the truth, then the people don't want to hear me, they don't have to listen to me. You think I care? I mean, it's not that I'm unconcerned. That's not it at all. What I'm trying to say is that I'm not going to sell out. I'm not going to do it. They're just not worthy. They're not worthy.